What's up, everybody, and welcome in to the Backliners podcast, Aggro and BaRRaCCuDDa as per usual. This time, joined by Lasbra, jungler, and Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and that's why he's in on the show. That's a real hat right there, ladies and gentlemen. He's wearing a Pirates hat, which is a brave thing to do because they are the worst organization in all of sports. They are so bad, and it makes me so sad on a regular basis. But they're trying their best. Guys, thanks for coming in, and thanks to everyone who's tuning in. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Barra just said he hates Valentine's Day. So Barra, what's your beef with Cupid's holiday? You're a Cupid main, and you hate his holiday.
I just think it's a dumb holiday. I don't think you should feel obligated to buy things or spend money for like a holiday, if that makes sense. Like you shouldn't feel bad that you're not like monetarily gifting your significant other something. You know, like if you spend time with them and enjoy that and you want an excuse to do that, that's awesome. Like I love that. If you're using Valentine's Day to, like, you know, express your love, like that's cool. But I think you should do it throughout the year, and you shouldn't feel like monetarily obligated to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Lasbra, are you a Valentine's Day fan, or are you a Valentine's hater?
Well, I never had a girlfriend before. This is the first year I have a girlfriend, but I'm not really that into it. I feel like it's a bit weird, and you know, I feel like a lot of people probably have like a lot of pressure on them, you know, because people have expectations and all that. So it's probably good to talk a bit before, like at least a few weeks before, if you're planning to do something, or maybe you want to surprise somebody. That's fine as well.
Yeah, I have to give my wife some credit here because we never do presents for Valentine's Day. We're very much of the same opinion as you, Barra, that it's just a day in February. That's kind of what it's all about. But a couple weeks ago, she went, "Hey, I got you a Valentine's Day present, just as a heads up." So now I'm like, oh, great. Now I've got to come up with some kind of Valentine's Day present for you. But your boy kind of popped off this year because it was a present mostly for me. I got us a queen-size weighted blanket, a 25-pound weighted blanket for our bed.
Holy.
And I gave it to her the day it got here, like a week and a half ago, because I was like, listen, you're going to be sad if this is just sitting here. So she got her present early. And she got me a very nice little leather watch band, which, because my watch was not looking too clean. So listen, we kind of popped off this year, and now maybe we just wait another 10 years in between Valentine's Day presents, you know?
Yeah, weight blanks are pretty OP.
Dude, they are broken. Like, they are so much better than not having them. I can't imagine. Like, here's my only concern. That thing, I mean, it's 25 pounds. It's queen size. It's a thick boy. I'm a little worried that it's going to be too warm in the summer, you know?
Is it one of those, like, cooling blankets?
I think it has, so you can take off the liner to, like, wash it. So I think that you can get a cooling variant. So that they've got me on the hook to spend more money.
Dude, I think Destiny or my parents got me one where it's got like a fuzzy outer bit that you can take off, and it's got like the cooling inside. And I've just been sleeping with the cooling inside because like it keeps me warm enough. And then during the summer, I think we used to sleep with one. I think Destiny left at her mom's, but they don't get too hot, I would say. Like, you're not gonna be like sweating in them in the summer unless you keep your house like at like 85 or something.
No, Joe would want to, but not me. That's not happening. No, I hate that.
I tried a weight blanket because Serena has one, but she's like not that tall, pretty small. So it's like it's too small for me. It's like I didn't use them, bro.
Yeah, but like 3/4 of your body is feeling real good.
Like, I'm a giant out here.
You gotta get a Lasbra size. Yeah, you gotta get a Lasbra sized weighted blanket. If you guys have been considering weighted blanket, I see someone in the chat was saying that they've been considering it. They are OP, man. They feel so good, specifically when I'm working out and then I like get to put that on at night when my muscles are sore. That feels really good. So big recommendation on weighted blankets.
It's like a more comforting thing than what they put on you at the dentist when you're getting your X-rays, and that whole sensation across your whole body, you know, just that comfortable weight, you know.
Barra,
that was
real
a bad
quick.
take. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, real quick. Just in case, like, you get in a position where you've got to sell something in the future, don't relate it to horrible experiences.
No. Okay. In life, you need to find a good dentist. if you can find a dentist that does not murder you when you go, and one that doesn't lecture you every time, you need to floss more, you need to do this, like, you need to do that. Just go to someone who makes you feel comfortable and then makes you laugh. That is very important in life.
I've got to have a comedian and a dentist? What is this?
Yeah, that's not hard.
I literally...
This is amazing.
I'm going to make a dentist appointment literally tomorrow. My wife and I were talking about this. I need to go to the dentist. Maybe I should be going to yours.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a bit of a drive for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be quite a drive for me. Sheesh,
I can refer you. There is one that Destiny knows.
All right,
if you actually want to drive a little bit.
I almost certainly don't, because all dentists are the same unless they're messing up.
Incorrect.
They're just all the same, man. All I have to do is not screw up. That's it. This is a Smite podcast, by the way. In case,
really?
Yeah, we talk about Smite mostly, but apparently sometimes dentists as well. Listen, if it's a national holiday, and we're doing a podcast on the holiday, you've got to expect that we're gonna go a little bit off track. You know, that's kind of how we do things, or just a little bit, just a smidge off track here on the Backliners podcast. Last, we've been doing Season 8 breakdowns of each role. You are our final esteemed guest. We saved the best for last. At least in terms of roles, especially because jungle is OP, always has been, and always will be. We'll talk about how OP it is here in Season 8 in a little bit, but we've been starting off by getting general opinions about Season 8 from our guests. So how have you been liking Season 8 so far?
It's been pretty damn good. I've been playing every day since this came out, and played a lot of ranked. You know, stream in the morning, sometimes play some casuals in the evening. Mostly played jungle, but I played a bit of off-road in ranked, and then of course I played the casual games where I just, you know, go wherever. It's been a lot of fun.
Been liking it so far.
I like it, but we gotta talk about healers. I don't like them. Don't play healers.
Yeah, okay, it's a perfect transition because we've been asking if the healing changes were enough, if the global anti-healing changes were the right direction. Do you think they'll be enough? Clearly, in my opinion, it sounds like you're in the same boat. Those changes have not been enough. Do you think that the global anti-heal is still the right way to go, and then just tuning the numbers from there? How do you think healers should be addressed?
Well, I'm not sure how they should be addressed, and I'm not sure what like the best solution is, but I know that I think healing is stronger than it was before.
That's what I've been saying.
And I'm sure that's not the intention, because I think healers should have a place in the game, and they should be able to get picked and all that. And if they get first picked, I do believe there should be like, okay, this should be easy to counter now. There should be like good counterplay. But if I see a Guan first pick, and I know we get to late game and he's gonna have like cat shield with full CDR, it's just like, okay, we need to play these team fights really well. And if we don't do that, we are probably gonna lose.
So better than before. Sorry, go ahead.
And the same goes for like Chang'e and Hell and all that. Like that healing is just crazy.
So better than before, Barra. You say that you've been saying that as well. Is it just because of the changes to the anti-heal items going down in percent and in duration?
I feel like it was a mental bait by putting it out across the map, and then anti-heal items got nerfed, so people stopped buying them. People aren't getting Onk anymore, and as Last said, you have to have a very coordinated fight to beat a Guan. And so far, those Guan heals that are like 360 or whatever with CAD shield that are up every like 5 seconds, I don't know, man. It's so annoying to play against. Like, if you don't play a team fight exactly perfectly or have a ton of anti-heal, you just can't deal with it. And I haven't played them against, I would say, like Ra, Hell, Chang'e that much, but I played a lot against Guan, and Guan is so hard to deal with, man.
Yeah, sounds like you guys just think Guan should get nerfed.
I mean,
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, maybe Guan is fine. Also, one thing to point out when it comes to the anti-heal, and you said like the items got nerfed. Not only did the item get nerfed, but the opposite item of the same like tree, like Jotun's Wrath or Spear Desolation, got buffed at the same time. And now we have one less item slot to deal with because you get a start item. You usually want to upgrade that in like 90% of your builds. So you have one less item to work with, and I don't know. It just feels very awkward to get that until item in there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I didn't want to build Divine that much before, and that was when Deso wasn't even that good. Now that Deso is like nuts, I definitely don't want to be buying Divine. But, you know, that's something, those are all things that I assume will be able to get changed later on down the line. Let's talk jungle specifically here, Las. Do you want to go starter items first and talk about the new starter items, or do you want to talk about the overall strength of the role? Which way do you want to attack it?
Yeah, we can go with the starter items.
Sure. All right, we'll start with Bumba's Dagger. This is the one that you see the most often. 600 gold, 50 health, 50 mana, and your basic attacks deal 15 true damage, and your abilities deal plus 30% damage versus jungle monsters. You also are restored for 10% of the monster's health and mana whenever you kill it. This is the one that most junglers are picking up. Do you think that's just because the other ones are bad? Do you think Bumba's is just better? Where do you see Bumba's in relation to the other jungle starters?
Bumba's Dagger is a solid item that I would say, like, if you're in doubt, you can always pick that up and any of the junglers you're going to play. And you have a very solid late upgrade Bumba's Hammer. I think Bumba's Spear is not really that worth it, so I'm not really going to talk about it. But you can go to Bumba's Hammer, which is like more centered on the late game. But I guess you can somewhat put similarity to Bumba's Dagger to the old Assassin's Blessing, because you get the sustain. And sustain is pretty nice, especially if you're not like that good at back in, or you don't know the back timers. You want to be like, have a higher health after you clearing a camp instead of like the other items where you're going to be like losing maybe 10% of your health every jungle camp you do. So I'd say that it's more solid with less risk.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, and also you can do the starter I do. I buy the dagger and then I just start tier 2 boots. And then you can back for full boots before speed buff, and then you have like a pretty good power spike.
Yeah, you come out of the base feeling pretty strong at that point. Yeah. You mentioned Bumba's Spear being a little bit underwhelming. When I look at it, I mean, 60 physical power, 90 magical power, 200 health, 200 mana. It's really just a souped up version of Bumba's Dagger. Your basic attacks deal 50 true damage, and your abilities plus 50% against jungle monster structures and jungle bosses. I think that is a little bit underexplored. I mean, 50 true damage on each auto, 50% damage against Fire Giant is really what we're talking about here, is the big one. But when you're doing that much extra damage, something like FG, I think that there could be a world, you know, you're going something like Poseidon jungle.
Yeah.
Your job is going to be to secure late game. Having your Kraken do 50% more damage to the FG is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I do think there's like I mean, it's debatable, right? There's a few cards like Mercury with crit. You can go Quang and get like a lot of DPS with Telekines and attack speed. So in those scenarios, yeah, sure, you can be the one burning FG. But then if you look at it the other way, with Bumba's Hammer, you would rather be winning the fights to, like, Bumba's Hammer will probably make you win more fights than Bumba's Spear will. And if you win more fights, that will make it easier for you to do fight in that way, right?
Yeah.
But if you're looking for clean DPS or secure, sure, that Bumba's Spear is like a really solid item for that.
Yeah, I think in ranked, in 99% of scenarios, probably Bumba's Hammer is going to be better, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bumba's Spear is something we see come competitive playtime. No power on Bumba's Hammer, but it does have CDR and penetration, percent pen. Feels really good. Getting your basic attacks back from the passive just feels really nuts. You
can definitely see some really insane plays. Again, like in probably the Pro League, you'll see some Bumba's Spear on like a Mercury with crit. And you can just like 5 seconds without a carry, the fight is literally going to be dead.
Yep. Yeah, that seems pretty wild to me. Just reading back over it again, I'm like, man.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that good, but I think if you go like the Sino build, like Xe Stone Cutting, kind of feel like you solo everything.
You can definitely make some crazy stuff happen with that.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
I think it's way better for competitive than it is for ranked, as you guys said.
Yeah, also having power where Bumba's Hammer doesn't, even though it doesn't have the percent pen. If you're buying percent pen elsewhere, then maybe you can make it work.
It's a bit weird with the hammer. Like if I play like Susano, for example, I wanna be like one-shotting people.
Yeah.
But it's not like Bumba's Hammer is like helping me that much, but the passive it gives me is just so good.
Right.
But if I get a Heartseeker, you know, maybe instead of doing like 80% damage here, I could maybe have done like 95% like total damage because of the Heartseeker power and the same penetration and other passive that's really good.
Right. Yeah, so I think that could work.
If like your whole build's like a one-shot build and then you have Bumba's Hammer too, so like you get survivability and CDR and pin, like
I mean,
kind of feels pretty nice.
It is definitely a nice item that you can almost fit in every build. And of course, if you build like Jotun's Wrath early game and you have like Hi-Rez and Aerodite, just for example, you have 40%, Just when you get Boomba's Hammer, you just sell the Jotun's Wrath, get like a Crusher or Heartseeker, whatever you need. Because right now, in my rank games, I don't get to the scenario where I get to sell boots and buy a new item, get a 1500 pot.
Right. Yeah, so games are ending pretty quick these days.
Yeah, so it's fine. Like, you go early cooldown reduction, it's fine. You can just sell the Jotun's Wrath, build the Boomba's Hammer, and then switch it out with a Crusher, for example.
Also, it says on Bumba's Spear that when any of these die, referencing jungle monster structures or bosses, you are healed for 10% of their health and restore 10% of your mana. Do you just get like full healed off FG? Because 10% of FG's health must be absurd, right?
If that's EFG, bro.
Yeah, you're just like
full health on most cards.
You get burst healed. I'm gonna have to take that into some jungle practice and see if that's how that works, because that sounds pretty nuts to me. But it could be cool. All right, Eye of the Jungle. This one is interesting. It's 650 gold, either 10 physical power, 20 magical power, 15 HP 5, and 20% attack speed. You just deal 30% increased damage to jungle monsters, and upon defeating a large jungle monster, you place a ward that lasts for 30 seconds. Not always super useful on your own stuff, though it doesn't hurt to have that free ward, but really, really good if you can get some invades off with this on enemy back camps or buffs, because getting that free ward on their stuff feels pretty good. How have you liked Eye of the Jungle so far, Las?
Well, Eye of the Jungle is, it's all dependent on what guard you play. You don't want to build that on like ability-based guards, but we have like a lot of auto attackers I build it on. We can say like Erlang, I would say even Nemesis I build it on. And you go for a bit more early game, and then mid game is like somewhat the same as the Boomba Stagger. And then it can discuss what guard you play, if late game Boomba's Hammer or the upgrade of, what is that called? Protector of the Jungle is better.
Yeah, Protector, yeah.
And Protector of the Jungle, those stats are just, incredible. Like 12% more power in the jungle and 12% more protection. So it's like both a good late game, but I do think Eye of the Jungle shines early game, because let's say I play Erlang, then I go Eye of the Jungle, I get tier 1 stone cutting, that would be called Katana. And then you just get like 2 healing, 1 multi. And if you're going to begin somebody with Boomba's Dagger and tier 2 boots, that means they have no sustain because they have no potions. And they have 10 power total, where you're going to have 25. Plus you're going to have like a bit of movement speed for Katana and attack speed. So you're literally just going to win any trade that's like mid camps, that's maybe oracles, that's invading their next back camps. So if you see and know somebody's Boomba Stacker, like in a few scenarios, you can abuse that really hard with Eye of the Jungle.
Barra, I know you, I saw you playing some Eye of the Jungle Scotty the other day.
Not good.
No? Okay, is that just not good on Scotty, of course, or is that not good in the duo lane in general?
I think that is more of a competitive item for ADC than a ranked item, because I think if you're able to invade and you're able to track when they're there, then I think that's really good. But if you're just playing passively, I mean, the stats are nice, but you don't get into like mana sustain or anything for ADC. So it's a little weird, but I don't think it's like, I think it's good, but I don't think it's like top tier or anything.
Bro, you don't need mana sustain. That's what solo laners are for. They're getting coup.
True.
They're
Not
getting
a rank though.
They're getting coup, baby.
To touch the other upgrades, Sea of the Jungle, where you, after you kill like a boss or monster or whatever, you get to see wards for 10 seconds. I thought personally that was going to be pretty OP, but in ranked it hasn't really done that much. So I haven't really built it more than two times maybe.
No one's warding in ranked, right?
Yeah, but in competitive, if I can clear mid games and then get like 2 wards or something, I would consider that pretty OP.
Yeah.
Wait, does that count as a large jungle monster?
Yeah, it does.
It does?
Yeah.
So you can do mid camp, and then you can also leave 1 mid camp up after, because both of them are large. So just kill 1, go clear ward, and then kill 1 again, clear ward.
I thought that was like an absolute trash item, because I thought that was only talking about fire, pyro, and gold. And like scorps.
No, it counts for your buffs, for mid camps, anything. It's really easy, because anything that places a ward off Eye of the Jungle, the non-upgraded version, will let you see wards, because it's the same wording. It's large jungle monster for both.
And then to go back to Protector of the Jungle, the percentage power and protection in the jungle is pretty important, because I think where most fights or games are won is either around the Gold Fury you're contesting or around the Fire Giant fights. So being able to get that extra power protection is just really awesome. And the stats as well is like insane.
Yes.
Especially considering there's like a lot of physical damage right now in the, I don't know if you say meta, but in a lot of the games I play, it's like 4 physicals, you have like 3, and then you have like a guardian or something. So 35 protection, you have like sub, Thieves, maybe Sentinel's Embrace. 35 yourself, like you're gonna be half a tank just with that item.
Especially if you're in the jungle, because that 12% extra protection, like it becomes really wild. I wonder if it's going to be, hey, we got EFG, we need to reset, we're going to be sieging. I wonder if you sell Protector, if you think that you're going to win on that siege, or you think that you need to win on that siege, and you just know that its stats aren't bad for trying to siege Phoenix, but if you've got the gold to get something better.
I mean, 65 power, 35% attack speed. That gotta be some of the highest DPS, except if you need penetration right now.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get better stats that way. Plus, like you've just 35 physical protection, and then like imagine that he carries a Berserker shield. That's 55 just from those 2 items.
Yeah.
But then you gotta consider like the auras you get from the support. Like, I personally, we can talk about that later, but I think Assassins right now is not like in the best spot.
Yeah.
But we can go talk about that after.
I think I know where that's going to go for sure. All right, one more to talk about here. It's Mannequin Scepter. We've talked about Mannequin a ton during these shows, but it hasn't been for jungle, which was where this item was initially listed for its place. It's of course 10 basic attack damage, some physical protection. It is still going to be in a position where it's going to be used in lanes, but maybe not as dominant as it once was. It's taken a lot of nerfs. I'm looking at the initial version. It is nothing like this anymore, but basically it just deals dot damage on the auto attacks, and jungle monsters take more off that dot damage. Is Mannequin good in the jungle, Laz, where it was quote-unquote supposed to be?
Don't build it. Don't even bother building it. You can maybe like get an early snowball going, but the item does not scale. Like once you hit level 10, it's just a bad item compared to either jungle. And the upgrades compared to the other upgrades you see is just, in my opinion, way better. You might be able to get like some value from it, but I also think it's like risky. Like I don't know. I just don't think it does enough. And it's getting nerfed again, if I'm correct here on next patch 8.2.
Yes, I think it is.
With attack speed reduction getting nerfed, so I wouldn't bother building it. I just kind of like forgot a bit about it. There's a few guards maybe where you can like say it's good, but if you say like Erlang or you say Kali, I would just rather build out of jungle. And like I don't know, maybe if you get 5 physicals and you can get like the extra protection early game, maybe that's OP. Or against like a lot of auto attackers. But like most scenarios, you're just not gonna find a value that's like making it worth to buy. Yeah,
Barra, after all the changes that Mannequin has seen, how is it looking over there in the duo lane?
I bought it on Izanami 2 days ago, or yesterday, and got tower in 5 minutes. So pretty good.
OP.
Yeah, it feels pretty good on... I think you like cheese rank game wins, but I don't think in competitive it'll be like that sick in ADC.
Yeah.
I mean, let me put it like this as well. If you can take a lot of one-on-ones, and you just like only one-on-oneing, I mean, reducing somebody's attack speed is just OP. But let's be real, we're playing Conquest, we're usually playing ranked a lot, at least that's what I'm doing. Like, you're not gonna get that many one-on-ones where you get to get value from attack speed.
Right.
I think you might be able to like cheese like a purple or blue level 1 invade or something like that with mannequins, and maybe cheese something, I don't know. But I think people will try to do that, but I don't know if it'll be effective, but yeah.
The 2 upgrades, Mannequin Mace, is just a higher DPS version of the original Mannequin. It is worth noting that jungle monsters and bosses take quadruple damage from the 60 physical damage over 2 seconds. So again, very good at burning FG. And then the one that I never see anybody build. I can't even tell if this is good or not because I've never used it myself, and I've never played against it. Mannequin Hidden Blade. If you have not taken or dealt damage in the last 5 seconds and hit an enemy god, jungle monster, or jungle boss, they immediately take 15% of their current health as physical damage and are slowed by 20% for 5 seconds. Now, it is affected by penetration, but maybe like Thanatos, you're adding that on to the already percent health scythe damage. You've got a lot of pen built into the kit. Maybe Hidden Blade can work there, Last. Have you tried Hidden Blade at all?
I've done a lot of Mannequin Scepter when it was OP on Fana, and it felt so good because you get like the little amount of tankiness that are needed to survive, and then you just like clear everything super fast. But I actually I never really upgraded it. I just sold it. But I mean, the Hidden Blade, it can be good, but then you're playing Fana, then it's basic attack damage. You get like maybe 1 or 2 auto attacks late game where you, I don't know. Current health, I really don't know what to think about the item. I personally think it's probably pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have worked on testing this one quite yet, but maybe that's the future of Mannequin is getting to 20.
That only one person? Like if you hit 2 people with Thana ult, will it proc on both? Or
it
I have no idea, but
looks to me like it would only hit 1.
I assume it's like the old Soul River 10%, where it's like whoever has the health based on like some mathematical decision by Hi-Rez that makes the most sense.
Right. That is what it looks like to me. But it is, it's only a 5-second ICD, internal cooldown, so you can do things like pop in and out of combat and keep throwing out some abilities.
Just play tough, man. Just play tough and throw out some ones.
Holy God!
Imagine burning that over Archmages, dude.
Yeah, that would.
You can look at it. It's kind of like the old Soul Reaver. It's like you just throw out some percentage damage.
Yeah. Hey, could be.
Obviously, it wouldn't be that good on a mage because there's no power.
That's the way it's gonna be. Hey, sometimes that's how it is. Hey guys, so I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is there is no good news. The bad news is that I forgot to test. We have to run an ad here in the middle of the podcast, and I forgot to test it. So here's what I'm gonna do. All right, here's the good news. I think. Oh no, what did I do for this? Okay, I think I put Meerkat on a slot. I made a tweet recently about Meerkat and I's ranked adventures. It was really good and it did not get enough likes, and I'm still salty about it. But I'm gonna have to. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw Meerkat on as I figure this out. We're going live, like I said, it's a holiday. We're allowed to do things weirdly because I said so. So here's what we're gonna do. I have no idea if this is gonna work. We're gonna try and put Meerkat up. Let's see if that works. Hey, there he is, young Meerky. Okay, this is good work. This is gonna buy me time in order to go to the ad because I need to do this. So here we go. I'm gonna open this link. And
you're doing good.
I'm doing great so far, Barra. Thank you for pointing that out. And now I'm going to throw. Nope, I don't want to do that. Okay. So now I'm gonna do this, and now I'm gonna do this. So we're back here, and I'm gonna try and do this. Oh wait, I think I figured it out here. Oh no, I did the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. And now we're gonna play the ad. Be right back, everyone. Yeah. Oh, I'm nailing this. This is good work.
God, you're so handsome.
Your go-to destination for the best online poker, table games, progressive slots, and much more. Sign up with the promo code Ignition777 and deposit using Bitcoin to get 25 free spins on 777 Deluxe.
Bang! That's how you do it. That's how you run an ad, ladies and gentlemen. Huge. Aaron, I'm very sorry that sucked. But you know what? That's sometimes you're just getting the best that you get. That's what we're gonna do. So there you have it. For on the fly, fellas, not too bad, huh?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And Lasbra, you're watching the ad as well helps us. So thank you.
Smooth.
Thank you.
So smooth.
Man, I'm feeling really good about this. Thank you, everybody.
Nice.
All right, Lass, you were saying that you don't think jungle is in the best spot it's ever been. What is the plight of the assassin player right now in season 8?
Oh, there's just like a lot of the gas is like a bit bad, and then like Central's embrace on support when you get late game is so OP. There's a sub. You just physical, but and the carries build Berserker Shield because that item is OP now. It's only 20 protection, but you're gonna end up feeling that. Just so much fun with the jungle right now. I'd rather play a Magical every time I can.
Yeah, it does.
Let's talk about it. Magicals are OP And then you can just put a Hunter in mid lane, and Hunters are literally broken.
Agreed. Hunters are OP. Hunters are just Lasbra. This is something that I've thought for a long time, and I think that you're a man of great intelligence. So I think you'll agree when I say that Hunters are just easier mages.
I mean, if I'm looking to get a rank win, I'm playing in the morning, I'm looking to get a rank win, I just pop out Apollo or Dance the Burrow or something.
Yeah.
Like when you crit late game, you have the penetration in the crit build, you have the crit chance, you have the lifesteal, and then you get like your acid proc and you lifesteal for 300 each auto. It is crazy.
It's OP. It's OP.
You can just play Scylla and kill the entire team with 2 buttons.
BaRRa, I mean, how many? Scylla? Okay, look. Crush is a really good ability, right? Crush does a lot of damage. Crush does. What would you say a Crush does to you in terms of damage late game?
1600.
Okay, that's a lot.
Between 1k to 1.2k.
Yeah, I think we'll go on the high end here, Last. We'll go 1200 damage. BaRRa, how many autos does it take for you to do 1200 damage to a squishy? Late game, full build.
30.
30 autos. 30. Wow, where do you get this kind of time? Because
I don't know, man. I'll have to check my schedule to fit in all of those autos.
Right. Maybe I'm saying 4. 4. Okay. And what's the cooldown of
if I'm critting, it's 2.
Okay. Oh, let's.
If we're giving real answers, if I'm critting, it's 2.
Okay, right. Especially and what's your attack speed at that point?
0.5.
0.5 plus full 2, so 2.5. Right? You're like capped on attack speed. What's but the cooldown of Crush is way longer than that. You could kill 3
kill someone,
people.
Then get a Deso proc and it's back.
Well, that must be nice. That must be nice to be able to kill them when they don't just Aegis my damage, huh?
It's crazy when Scylla's in ranked aren't doing like by far top damage. Like you got to be doing something really incorrect to be struggling with that character right now.
BaRRa, where do you think Scylla ranks among mages right now? Do you think she's good?
Like S+.
Okay, let's take like a B tier mage. You know, let's take someone like I don't know.
I haven't seen one Hera. Like even last year when she got nerfed, I completely stopped seeing Hera.
All right, let's take Hera for example. How much do you think Hera 1 is hitting you for late game? Like 800?
Honestly, don't know. I haven't seen
not
her
a
on
lot.
the new map.
It's not hitting you for a lot, and that's on like a 6-second cooldown, at least. You're talking. You can kill people in 6 seconds, BaRRa. Hunters just don't have. Hunters are mages without cooldowns that just can be body blocked. That's the only difference.
Mages are hunters that can hit over walls.
Right, but on a much longer streak, you have to wait.
Yeah, just play around the wall. You can't get hit by the hunter unless it's a Rama.
Oh, okay. Unless it's a Rama who's gonna one-shot me with his ult or his autos.
I mean, Scylla has a few problems, right? She not only can one-shot, she can also have like big AoE damage. And then her movement speed on her ultimate late game is 70%.
Yeah,
and she can put a dash, run away, and then dash to the dash again like 5 seconds, and then you get 1 kill, and then you can just dash again. Dude, that guy is just OP.
Yeah, Scylla pretty good. Good.
Yeah.
You can ult and right-click for a Mirrodin proc, right? Or do you have to use the ult?
No, you wouldn't have to. It puts it on cooldown.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wait, BaRRa, you cannot be saying that's OP. You just used your ult for just a Mirrodin proc.
You Andy special them.
Andy special is
ult,
OP.
right-click.
Yep. That is when the Annenster Scylla special is when you use your ultimate to get right up next to them, and then you cancel it in 1 because they never expect it. They never ever. It is OP. It really is.
As Stunna in chat said, how did Lasbra's therapy become your time to rant?
First of all, I was going to apologize to Lasbra for watching his parents fight. You and I are arguing about who's more OP, and Lasbra's just I just want assassins to be good. But also, here's the secret, Las. None of us feel that bad for you because when you're good, you kill us, not really the other way around.
Magical hunters are really bad and die to basically every assassin, which I was doing a bit of testing on magical hunters in the beginning, and I played against Erlong, and he literally killed me in 4 auto attacks, by the way.
That character, I just don't like him. He makes me sad playing against him all the time.
Why is he still a warrior?
Do you think that's really the problem?
I don't know. I'm just asking genuinely.
I think it's that he has 3 different types of CC that don't DR each other. I think that's the problem.
Too much CC, and then like his I don't know, his like overall damage is just pretty high.
Dude, he does
You can
so
literally build
much
no damage, win a game by just being a sit-up bot. Like if you do some good ultimates, you hit like a good root, you get a good knock-up or something. Like you can, that way you can carry the game as Erlang. But you don't need to do that because you can blink in, taunt into a knock-up and then hold it in place with a root and literally one-shot them.
Yeah. It is something else, man. It is something else. It's something, you know, there are just characters that I think have high skill caps, and whether or not, you know, I'm sure chat will probably roll their eyes at this, but Erlang at a high level is a pretty high skill cap character to get all of your damage off quickly. Yeah. But the difference between like a gold Erlang player and like Lasbra or Layers, like Layers Erlang is literally a cheat code. Like that man just has his auto cancels down to perfection, and the difference in damage output is absurd. It's just absurd how much damage that character can do in a quick time frame. It is really wild. Speaking of gods like Erlang, Lasbra, who do you think are the best junglers right now? The ones who can get through the Sentinel's embrace tyranny that what supports are building.
Pretty fun you say that, because I on YouTube yesterday released a video with my top 5 gods that you should main.
Perfect.
So and what's your YouTube channel there, Lasbra, so everyone can go check that out?
It's BaRRaCCuDDa. But I'm sure you can just search Lasbra and you can find that.
So you can do that even on Twitch.tv as well, right? Because you stream there.
True. Every morning.
There we go.
Oh.
You guys should be checking that out. Of course, after you've tossed your Prime sub to twitch.tv/aggro.
Not even BaRRaCCuDDa? What?
No, Barra. Look,
he hates me.
Lasbra. Really? We think Barra's stream needs some ups?
Yeah, dude.
He's got the fish tank, man. He's got the fish tank. He's set. We don't have to worry about him. We got to worry about us, you know?
That's true.
Don't worry about it.
If you got a Prime sub, you know, me Aggro, you can go to one of our channels.
That's right.
I'll take your tier 1. I don't want that Prime. Throw me the tier 1.
Barra wants to know you spent your money on him.
Show me the dedication.
Right, yeah. He needs that in his life. All right, Last, can you give us a little taste though of what people could expect on that YouTube video?
Definitely. I think the best jungler right now is Set. Like he can just do like a bit too much. He has high damage, you know, his ultimate when you go crazy with the sustain and all that. People don't really build any till right now. He's just super good. And then Boomba's Hammer is like a really solid item. Probably like the best item on him you can get. And then Nemesis, you have like insane 1v1 potential. You have your ultimate to shred protections. You have pretty good build path. You're gonna be strong throughout the whole game. And obviously Erlang is on there as well. And then I think one guard I think is really good right now is Ishibo, because it's way harder to get magical protection. People don't build hardware that often because sub overall is just a better item, because like health per 5 or mana per 5 is just, I don't know, it's just like a bit better. Like who needs mana? Come on, if you have health, you don't need mana.
That's right.
Yep.
So Ishibo, like after you just do like the Boomba Stacker with 900 gold boots, and then you get your boots online. Try to get the hoodie. Once you get the hoodie online, like you're maybe 1 or 2 assassin, Ravana or Fenrir, that can like solo you every time, but any other assassin you literally just 3-1 ultimate. They're dead.
Oh,
and then
that seems easy.
Yeah, that's very easy. And then you can outbox the hunters if you like, you know, you just get a good engage. You can kill tanks because you get the penetration that they need. So Hiba is a really good guard. And people mentioned the Ao Kwang as well. I think he's good, but I guess the higher games you get up in, like higher Grandmasters, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it becomes worse, and he does very bad into healing.
Yes.
The guard is definitely fun to play. Like, if you like to play Kwang, you're good at him. I'll definitely recommend him too. Yeah,
the second that solo laners start realizing that you're going to camp them and start buying beads or being smart about their ultimate usage, you start to feel really useless on Ao Kwang. But until that point, you're probably going to farm really hard. That's for sure. What's are you rushing Rod on Hibo jungle, or are you going Deso first?
I would rush Tahuti in every game, just, you know, a bit of mana sustain as well. You probably get a bit higher damage output with Tahuti as well. It's more expensive, right? But you know, the mana helps out a lot. the mana per 5 it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be my concern is my MP5 being a little bit too low. Any assassins to avoid right now? I think that there are a lot of assassins that didn't really see a whole lot of play last year. Dodgy comes to mind as one, at least in pro play, that we saw like 0 of because Upgraded Shell completely removes that character come late game. What are some assassins that you would try and stay away from right now?
Let's just mention 2. I'll probably say Bakasura and Serket.
Really? No Serket?
I think Serket is... I don't consider a hyper carry. I consider like more like a map control guard. You have mobility, you have insane ganks. You can keep that down. But let's just get to late game here. And then when you get late game as Serket, you're not... Like, you can 1-on-1 people, right? But you're not that much of a hyper carry compared to what some of the guards I mentioned right before can do. So you're feeling really bad if you don't have like a mage that you trust and have like good synergy with or something. Because you can just end up being a setup bot. And if you go full damage Serket, like let's say you go crit, you just lose so many trades. Like if people are ready for you to engage, then they'll literally just kill you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Serket struggles when there's crit in the meta.
Yeah.
I think she just gets torn apart because you can't like ult anyone ever.
Yeah.
Or you have to wait so long to go in.
And then to mention Bakasura quick here is the Wedge Blade buff with like physical protection, you reduce attack speed. It's an easy item to pick up now. Before it would be a bit harder. And then there's still the upgraded shell. So I just think like I haven't really seen any Bakasuras and have not played them myself. But I'm sure you can still find success with it. Like it's not like a bad guard, but I don't think it's anything special right now.
Listen, the less Bakasura I see, the happier I am as a person. I hate that god. I hate Bakasura, and I mean this when I say it. I've never once been outplayed by a Bakasura. Never once in my whole life. If they killed me, they pressed 4, and they pressed 3, and they held left click because they bought Hasten Katana, and they couldn't have messed it up. They couldn't have. It's not possible. I hate that god just instantly tilts me. All right, I did come up.
Kali. Oh, sorry.
Kali is the I feel similarly, but at least she has to actually be melee auto range and not cone auto with true damage in front of her. Guys, as we mentioned, it is Valentine's Day. It's time for our random question of the week. And normally, in a normal set of circumstances, you know, I'd probably be either out or coming back from a nice dinner out with my wife. And it made me think, we made a really good meal at home today. We got some steaks, cooked them up, some mashed potatoes, some broccoli. It was delicious. But it made me think about like some of the best meals out I've ever had. Can you guys think of like the best food at a restaurant you've ever had?
Copeland's.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're like a local place, but I think there's one in Kennesaw, Georgia. There's two in Georgia, and we ate the one in Kennesaw. And the first time we ate there, I think everything was just heaven.
It's like, New Orleans style food.
The appetizer was delicious. I think I got salmon over like, it was like a bed of spinach, but the spinach was just, oh my gosh. It was so delicious. Like every bite was just like full of flavor, and I would go back there and eat like every day.
That sounds really good. I miss eating at good restaurants, man. That's my number one joy. I think one of my number one joys in life is eating at good restaurants. Last, anything jump out to you? Of course, besides Rathan's cooking. Let's get that out of the way in case he's going to give you crap for it. Rathan's cooking number one. Close number 2 here.
I can say that, like, very confident that Rathan has made some very delicious food for me in the past. I've not been able to visit him. Like, there's, you know, he's a newborn. He takes some shots and there's COVID. Don't really want to visit that.
Yeah.
So, a bit distant with
that. Takeout.
But I mean, if I have to look back at like maybe mom's food, there's something called tarteletter in Denmark. That would be like kind of like a chicken pot pie, but it's not like a pie. Where you have like a crunchy, not a bun, but a crunchy thing that you can
pastry.
Pastry, exactly. And then you can put like a chicken mixture and some asparagus, chicken soup-ish. And it tastes really, really good. Like if you ever go to Denmark, you should definitely try that.
That does sound good.
But if I go to a restaurant,
go ahead, Les. Yeah, sorry.
If I go to a restaurant, then my go-to usually is like a salmon with mashed potatoes. I can always just eat that. It's healthy. It tastes good. You get like a bit of broccoli maybe sometimes. That's my go-to at least.
No Permanis mention here, Lass. You've been to Pittsburgh, yeah? The fries on the sandwich wasn't doing it for you?
Not really. I gotta be honest. It might be disrespectful to the business.
No, it's okay.
But
it's okay, man. We all know it's disgusting deep down. We know it.
Oh.
The bread was just too thick, and like I want like some crunchy bread, and this was like the thickest bread I've ever had, and then it was soft.
Yes, it is soft Italian bread.
Assume that like a lot of people like that, but if I want like, I'm thinking like crunchy, like a somewhat thin bread. You get like some crunchy fries, maybe some of the you know, this is a steak they put in it. I don't know.
Whatever, yeah, they got it all, man.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, I guess a bit different.
Yeah, here's the thing about Permanis. It's a must if you ever go to Pittsburgh. It is iconic, and we all know it's gross deep down, but we still love it anyways. And that's part of what makes it special. I think one of the best meals all the best food I ever ate was when I visited Italy. Literally every meal I ate there was the best food I've ever had in my mouth. But the best local restaurant I ever ate at is Little Alley Steakhouse. You gotta go, Barrow. You gotta go here, man.
Just laugh about that seafood place.
Yeah. One time, here's a quick story for the podcast. One time, me and Barra and Destiny and Joe, we were all like, let's all get together and have dinner sometime. And I looked for, at the time, Barra was living like over an hour away from me, and I looked for something in the middle so we wouldn't have to drive too far on both ends. And it was just this like seafood restaurant that was like, you know, it had like 5 reviews and it was like 4 stars. So I was like, oh, whatever, you know, it's not a big deal. We meet up there. We are the 4 of us are the only people under 75 in the entire place.
You know, if a place is like that, just leave.
Yeah,
just turn around.
Seafood.
It has like had like the ugly like fish wallpaper. It had like some captain's hats everywhere. I knew it was gonna be bad right away. It was in the middle of nowhere as well. It was like dark outside. It was the only building on a long flat road. It was very ominous. Oh yeah, we ate there. We ate there.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was not good, man. It was not good.
Unlucky, man.
And Barra still holds it over my head, even though I took the initiative and just happened to find a crap restaurant. It was not my fault. My food recommendations are good, and I won't be taking the slander. Little Alley Steakhouse was, we went there for, I think it was for Valentine's Day a couple years, like last year or 2 years ago. Either that or for my birthday. It was in the winter. But a good steakhouse is an experience that you can't, in my mind, like no matter how well I cook a steak at home, it will never replicate like a really nice steakhouse. You know
we actually have an experience on the Renegades team last year. We were like looking to go out and eat somewhere, and we just looked up like local places like 10 minutes away, and then there's a steakhouse, and we're like, yeah, let's just go there. We go there in like our flip-flops. We have like sweatpants on and our like, you know, just a t-shirt or hoodie. We go in there, there's like, you know, the finest people sitting there. There's like suits and all that stuff. And then we still decide to eat there. And they put us in the middle. And we're just so out of place. It was so troll.
That must have been so uncomfortable.
It was pretty good though, but you know, it's like rather expensive when you go to those places.
Yes, very expensive.
That's fine. But yeah, definitely not recommend going there and like in your flip flops and
dress up, you know.
And
you look nice.
Yeah, make it an experience, you know. It's
for everyone else.
Yeah, it was an experience for the other people there. Exactly.
Like I was more thinking like, I mean, I don't care too much if they're like look, but it's like if they think it's disrespectful that we, you know,
right,
sit there and all that. I didn't want to do that, right? But yeah.
Hey, they sat you. You know, they sat you. They could have easily turned you away, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So that's The Gaming King Striker in chat says, imagining Jake in that place, like that is the funniest part to me as well. Just
can I get some sriracha for the steak?
Oh my god, that would. Showing up in flip flops and sweatpants is one thing, but asking for ketchup or sriracha with your steak would. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I eat some eggs, I eat some bread, just gotta throw everything together.
Some toast, some rice, some peanut butter if you have it. Jake's gonna be right at home. Jake is gonna be right at home. Last, thanks very much for coming on, man. Thanks to everyone for watching and for listening. BaRRa, we got to come up with something new. We had an easy kind of couple weeks where we just went roll by roll. Now we've got to come up with actual content.
No, we don't. We'll find something.
We'll find something that doesn't qualify as actual content. I believe in us. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys are checking out everything else in the prediction channels. They have a bunch of different shows across a bunch of different esports, and that should be good. Oh, yeah, roster reveals are coming soon, so that'll be good. But that's on the 27th, I think Ovren said in the tweet that is when that's going live. So we got at least a week until that comes up. So we'll come up with something.
Everything on that day?
Yeah, I think all of them.
Okay.
The floodgates.
So we just need 1 weekend.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Yeah, we'll find something.
I've got a cool idea for an episode, but I don't want to spoil it until I know it can happen. So we'll talk amongst ourselves about that, and chat. You'll figure it out whenever it comes time. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great rest of your Valentine's Day if you're watching live, or the great rest of your week if you're listening. BaRRa, it's time for you to do the one part of the show that you can't afford to mess up.
Bye.
That's fine, I guess.
Thank you.